Hello and welcome to FFDW. I'm Hal Carroll.
And I'm Shooter McGavin.
And we'll be bringing you this week 11 edition of Fantasy Football Done Weekly. Let's quickly recap our stats from last week's starts and sits. We had 9 hits, 5 misses, and 4 average plays. Not too shabby if we say so ourselves. Remember, if we got them all right all the time, we wouldn't be living in fantasy football land, we'd be living in Vegas. Heck yeah. Or we'd be telling you to play Breeze or Wayne or MJD every week, and we're not doing that. By the way, get all your studs in your lineup because we can all say bye-bye to buys.
Bye! And now on to our FFDW Tip of the Week segment. This week's Fantasy Football Done Weekly Tip of the Week is cock blocking your opponents. If you have the roster spot in a decent waiver wire position, take it from me. Cock blocking is the way to go. For example, that jerk in your division that's Michael Turner is going to try to get Jason Snelling. If you can snatch him up off the waiver wire before he or she picks him up, bam! That jerk could be seriously crippled at that position.
That's right. Or if one of the really good backups are out there like LaShawn McCoy, Chester Taylor, Sean Green, or Bernard Scott, be proactive and pick one up, if you have the room, of course. And perhaps you could pick up a Sunday afternoon delight, aka a preemptive cock block. And there are a few other things more satisfying than cock blocking your league mates. Kenny Britt, wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans. Dare we say Vince Young is a winner? Okay, we won't go that far, at least not yet. But the fact remains the Titans are winning with Vince at the helm. With Justin Gage having what they're calling small broken bones in his back after making that ridiculous catch, Britt should get more of an opportunity here. And opportunity is what sleeper worthiness is all about. The Titans have been really high on him all year, and he clearly has talent.
Britt's next 6 games, which takes us through the fantasy playoffs, are against Houston, Arizona, Indy, St. Louis, Miami, and San Diego. There's definitely potential in that schedule.
There is. Okay, start him, sit him. Here's a few less than obvious guys or guys who are often relegated to the bench that we think are good starts this week, and a few usual starters that we think are good sits. On the year we are 70, 46, and 20. Let's kick some start 'em, sit 'em butt this week, shall we?
Ben Roethlisberger at Kansas City. This is the easiest matchup Big Ben's had since week 6, and he's going to make it rain in Kansas City.
Brett Favre versus the Seahawks. If Hasselbeck can stand on his feet long enough to put some points on the board, Father Time should continue to get it done for you.
Beanie Wells at St. Louis. It's November. It's week 11 of the fantasy football season. It's the Lambs. Time to put your beanie on.
Ricky Williams at Carolina. Ronnie Brown should be out this week.
Hold on here. I'm getting a message from the fancy gods.
What do you got?
Ronnie Brown's out for the season. Placed on IR.
Well, with that said, luckily Ricky's been running well. It's not like Miami has much of a passing game going on, so he will be featured.
Sidney Rice versus Seattle. This guy was sick last week, and I don't see him slowing down against the Hawks at home.
TJ Who's Your Mama versus the Vikings.
Championship!
After bitching and moaning on the sideline a couple of weeks ago, he's getting more and more targets, and the Vikings are ranked 28th against wide receivers.
Kellen Winslow versus the Saints. You smell that?
I sure do.
Well, that's a sweet smell of garbage time production, my friend.
Yum. Bengals at the Raiders. Hey, if the Bengals can beat the Steelers twice, then imagine what they can do to the Raiders. Oh, God.
Cardinals at the Rams. Sorry, Ram fans, but we don't even see how this one could be close. Well, wait. No, it's not going to be close at all. Here are some other guys we think are good starts. Richard Mendenhall, Pierre Thomas, Jericho Cotry, and Pierre Garçon.
Tony Romo versus the Foreskins. Okay, maybe it's not fair to call them the Foreskins because they are the #1 D against the pass. It's unfathomable, but they are. So the Redskins should be able to contain Romo in this divisional matchup.
Matt Ryan at the Giants. With Jenkins dropping passes like an old lady drops farts in church, and Turner iffy, and possibly out, this is not looking like a good spot for Ryan against one of the toughest Ds in the land.
Fart in church.
Michael Turner at the Giants. We're getting mixed reports on his playing status, but the gist is he has a high ankle sprain and will probably miss some time, if not a lot of time. Bummer, because he was really starting to heat up.
He really was. Darren McFadden hosts the Bengals. First, he's a Raider. Second, we told you that we wouldn't advocate another Raider this season. I don't care if he just came off a 300-yard game and had 30 industrial-strength bottle rockets attached to his ass.
Chad Ocho-Cinco at the Raiders. You know we'll be covering him, so we don't see him having a lot of success this week at all.
Brandon Marshall versus the Chargers. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but without Orton, this offense is hosed, eh? Jason Witten versus Washington. He's been a huge disappointment this year, and my God, he's only got one more TD than you and I. And that was in week 2. Unless you're in a PPR league, sit him and feel good about it.
The New York Football Jets at New England. Yes, we know the Jets won the first game, but Brady is hot right now. Do you want your D playing against Tom Brady when he's on fire? No, I don't think so.
Ravens versus the Colts. Peyton Manning is doing things that the common man could not even fathom right now. He could get it done against the Steel Curtain and the Purple People Eaters right now. Just don't ask me how he almost lost to the 49ers.
Hey, how do you almost lose?
Didn't I say not to ask me that? Anyway, here's a few other guys that we suggest sitting. Dwayne Bowe, he's been suspended for 4 games. Yeah. Roy Williams, Ryan Grant, Steve Slayton.
Hold on to the ball. Well, that's it for this Week 11 edition of Fantasy Football Done Weekly. Normally at this point, we would remind you to subscribe to our show, but to be honest, I'm pretty tired of doing it. So if you don't subscribe, you don't get a chance to win. Oh, and if you get a chance, check out the league on FX. If you enjoy fantasy football, which we know you do because you're watching our show, we think you'll find this show freaking funny.
Also, we'd like to let you know that we will be skipping the Week 12 episode due to the Thanksgiving holiday. Unfortunately, with family and friends, travel, etc., it will be especially hard for us to give you the quality content that you've come to know and love.
So with that said, please keep the comments, lineup questions, and any feedback coming. Email us at show@ffdw.net. We're also on Twitter at FFDW, so feel free to follow us so we can keep you posted of any major happenings throughout the week. Heck, we'll even try to put some Stardom Sit-Ems up next week. So good luck to you this week, and may your players stay healthy.
And your points be plentiful.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.